Thank you. Thank you to everyone who came for supporting the dramatic arts at the Parkston School District. While this year has been challenging for everyone, seeing programs go on and us on stage makes it all worth it.
We went in with the idea to keep the play simple this year in case things needed changed or even canceled. We rose to the occasion and signed up ready to make things happen. Many of the students took on multiple roles and learned to act out different characters and quickly change up who they are.
We are very proud of every student who took on the play this year. The practices spent running from one event to the next, then rearranging their schedules. The role switching, the early morning practices, the smiles, and even the frustration. But to see it all come together makes it all worth it. We keep the set simple, yet the students make it all shine. Thank you to Tony Kenneberg and Reagan Monson for sound effect and Mr. Yost for help with sound. Thank you, Mrs. Nutty, for taking on directing and keeping the play going. Thank you, Brittany Hankey, for the food, and thank you to the older students in the play for taking on the younger students and showing us and guiding us this season.
Have fun figuring out each fairy tale character tonight. And welcome to tonight's production of Law and Order Fairy Tale Unit. And just a reminder, there will be no cell phones on during the play. Thank you.
In the fairy tale criminal justice system, the characters from fairy tales and nursery rhymes are represented by two separate and equally ridiculous groups. The fairy tale police who investigate fairy tale crime, and the fairy tale district attorneys who prosecute the fairy tale offenders. These are their stories. Chestnut Hill, 7:26 a.m.
Well, you're up early for a Sunday, Giselle.
And you're late. But hey, I'm glad to see you got your beauty rest.
You noticed. Break it up, kids. So what are we looking at?
Well, you would be looking at 328 Chestnut if it were here anymore.
Accident?
Not a chance. Herb struck the property from the rear last night, letting loose some sort of wind power.
Wind power?
Hey, what's with the missing shoe?
Lost it last night at the Prince concert. Long story.
And you? Looks like you had a rough night.
How about we stick to the crime?
Ooh, testy.
Any leads so far in our perk?
No dice. But see this? Yellow, fibrous, tinted material. We're stumped on what it could be. Tommy ran it through the crime scene detector, and it gave us diddly squat.
Diddly squat, huh? Sounds like my first marriage.
Well,
it's almost straw-like in nature. Yeah, straw-like.
Well, whatever it is, the whole building was made out of it.
And I'm assuming no witnesses?
Actually, Blue interviewed a husband and wife who were a block away. They were running pretty fast from the scene.
Which way were they headed?
For a circle. Why?
I have a few questions for them to answer. Let's ride. And Zell?
Yeah?
Treat yourself into the night of the town, will ya?
What's that supposed to mean?
You've been cooped up in that high-rise apartment for months. Get out of there, let your hair down.
Maybe. For the right guy, anyways.
Ain't that the truth? You deserve a prince.
All right, you two, beat it. I'll be stuck here all day with this straw-like material.
My gut's telling me someone's got a problem with the tenant and for some reason destroyed the place in retaliation.
Well, whatever it was the last straw.
Forest Circle, 7:54 a.m.
FCPD, finish line's right here, folks.
What seems to be the problem?
problem is you can run, but you can't hide.
Let's hear your names.
I'm Jack.
Sprat, be nimble, being stout.
No, just Jack. And this is my wife, Jillian.
But my friends call me Ian.
That's odd.
I've got weird friends.
We need to know where you were at 7 this morning.
We were headed out to do our daily morning jog like usual.
Sounds like you were running, walking pretty fast.
What are you getting at?
You were running, not walking, running.
Hey man, take it easy. Then what?
Then, we were headed up Chestnut Hill like usual to do our daily morning jog when suddenly Jillian got dehydrated. So I ran up to the quick stop to buy her a Propel.
Propel?
It's a fitness water.
No, it's water with sugar. I wasn't dehydrated. He just pretended so he could use a coupon.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. He does this all the time. Last week he pretended that both of us had broken legs, so because there was a buy one get one free sale on wheelchairs.
You two, don't get to the point. I'll escort you to the point of my fist.
Hey man, cool it. Did you see anything out of the ordinary while at the quick stop?
No, well, maybe. Actually, well, I heard a loud noise which caused me to fall and trip and crack the crown on my lateral incisor.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Jack, you and Jill.
Ian.
You and Ian went uphill to buy a bottle of water.
Propel.
Then Jack here fell down, broke the crown on his lateral incisor.
And let me guess, you came tumbling after.
No. Why would I tumble? That doesn't make any sense.
Then what?
Then she followed me into the quick stop and we left.
Come to think of it, while we were in the quick stop, we did see a couple of shady youths in the candy aisle.
Shady youths, huh? Catch where they were headed?
Nope.
Actually, while I was eye level with the sidewalk, I saw something odd.
What's that?
Skittles.
Skittles.
Yeah. I was surprised too. There was a line of them trailing behind the hoodlums while they were walking away. So I'm thinking, if you follow the trail of rainbow Skittles,
We'll find our pot of gold.
Thanks, we'll take it from here. Enjoy your jog.
We better ride. In this business, every second counts.
Yes, time it seems is running out.
Central Park, 8:20 a.m.
I guess the old expression is right. You fall 10 blasts of skills and you find 2 Germans at a pond.
We don't want any trouble.
How about,
We are innocent.
how about answering some questions?
We cannot talk right now. We are busy feeding the birdies.
I wasn't aware that birdies ate candy.
Oh, absolutely, policeman man. The candy is very popular with the birdies. The pigeons, they prefer the junior mints. The geese, they go wild for the twizzlers. And the duckies, the goobers. Were you aware that in some foreign countries, they feed the birdies mint breadcrumbs? Breadcrumb? Can you believe that? It's nasty gross. I get queasy tummy just brain thinking of it.
You two dum-dums, don't shut your wax lips. You're gonna make friends with the jawbreakers.
We do not have to take these verbal abuses. This is police brutality.
Hey, I forgot. How many years of jail time for resisting arrest?
500 years?
Okay, we'll do as you wish. First, you should know that we are Germans.
Wow, you almost threw us off with those hats. We thought you were from Detroit.
These are traditional German alpine hats. Yeah.
And the lederhosen are a nice touch.
No, these are extremely short capri pants. I'm jealous to be at Marshall's.
Get on with it.
So, you should know that we are brother and sister. My name is Hansel, and this is Gretel.
hello.
And last night, our stepmommy kicked us out of the house.
Why did your stepmom kick you out?
Stepmommy is evil.
Stepmommy is always evil. get on with it.
She was so sick and tired of these fake German accents.
Wait, you're faking your accents?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was obvious.
Yeah, it sounds really annoying to us, but everyone expects it from Germans. Wait, all Germans are faking it? Yeah, I thought that was common knowledge. Wow.
I know.
All this time?
I know.
Anyway,
No.
We prefer your natural dialect.
Please.
Really? What a load off.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, last night our stepmom kicked us out of the house.
She's evil.
So, there we were, all alone in the middle of town, and we tried retracing our stepson Brett's cell phone until the batteries died.
So there we were, lost, tired, and uber hungry, when we ran into a huge candy sale at the quick stop.
There, we loaded up on like 8 Halloweens worth of candy, and then we had to split before the cashier noticed that we were over our items per limit on Milk Duds.
Then we went home.
And there, we found out that our stepmom really isn't evil. She just had low blood sugar.
Wow, that is a very fascinating story. I'm pleased to hear it had a happy ending, and very much appreciate a lollipop. But we have more pressing issues to discuss.
We need to. Did you see anything out of the ordinary? We're at the quick stop.
No, though there was a hairy guy with an industrial fan walking across the street.
Catch where he was headed?
Hard to say, I was so hopped up on Fun Dip.
Yeah, thanks, Piper. Strike 2.
Our furry fan man.
Down building out in the boonies.
Well, we better head.
Thanks, kids.
Stay out of trouble.
Oh, mission.
Our furry fan man's got a sweet tooth for destruction.
The Sticks, 9:37 a.m.
Took you long enough.
Oh, would you miss me?
Dream on, Prince Charming.
So, tell me what you got.
Well, I heard on the wire about a pile over on Chestnut, and based on the report here and the workmanship here, it looks like the same pattern. Identical approach on the building from the back side, identical wind velocity, but this time, different substance.
What are those?
They're almost stick-like in nature.
Yes, stick-like.
Guys, they're sticks. And the other one was straw.
I got a question. Why would anyone build a home out of sticks?
Same reason you'd build one out of straw.
Why's that?
That's what they pay us to find out.
What happened to you?
Looks like Gold's got a witness.
Yeah, next door neighbor was on his way home and was first on the scene.
Thanks. Much thanks, Dee. Sorry we can't stick around.
Be careful, you two.
Careful's my middle name.
I thought it was Yolanda.
I had it changed.
Nice.
Why did she go by Ugly Dee again?
It was a nickname I gave her.
Why is that?
She has a ponytail and glasses. There's no way she's actually hot under all that.
I heard it's what's on the inside that counts.
Like organs?
Yeah, I guess that doesn't make any sense. Hey Goldie, how's that coffee?
Lukewarm. I'm guessing you want to meet our new friend.
What is your name, Gunga?
I'm Marcus. Oh, look, I told her everything I know.
Just tell him exactly what you told me.
Well, I was coming home from a doctor's appointment, and I heard this noise. Like someone dropped a box of toothpicks. I looked over there and I saw that mess. Now that's it. Can I go home now? I'd rather not be wrapped up in a big investigation.
Did you see anything at the scene of the crime?
No, I didn't. Ow.
Are you alright, sir?
Yes, I'm fine. Everything is fine. Ow.
Mind telling me, what's the square root of 64?
8.
What do you call group of geese?
A gaggle.
How many times do you work out of the gym?
Twice a day. Ow.
Mind telling us what's going on, Marcus?
How about telling us what your real name is? Naming it fake.
Okay, fine, fine. My name isn't Marcus, it's Pinocchio.
Oh, I saw this thing about a guy on Oprah.
Well, I guess there's no hiding it now.
Get on with it, Mario Manonos.
Okay, well, I'm what you call a test tube kid. There's this rebel scientist, my dad, who created me, and for some reason, it would be a fun idea to endow me with an unbelievably enormous honker. I think he read somewhere that women like men with striking features and somehow translated striking as huge and feature as schnoz. So he merged the DNA of a human and an anteater, and ta-da, Abercrombie model. Oh, and if that wasn't enough, Dr. Frankenstupid thought it was, I don't know, fun, a challenge, if my nose here were connected to nerve endings in my brain in such a way that every time I lie, my trunk here goes 3 inches. What about you? What's your life story? Pretty much the same, right?
Listen, I know you've been through a lot, but that does not give you the right to disrespect the man who gave you life. After all, Father knows best.
See, I know it's a part of the police brutality, the police's detective's job to make bad puns to emphasize points, but could you limit the nose humor? I'm really sensitive about it.
Yeah, no deal.
I don't understand. When you lied before, it didn't look like your nose grew. It looked like you were in pain.
Well, I can explain that. I wasn't at the doctor's for a routine checkup, if you know what I mean. After getting my nose taken care of, the doctor warned me that my nerve endings would still be sensitive to lies.
Now, what did you see at the scene of the crime?
Nothing. Ow. Okay, fine. Well, keep me out of the papers. I don't need this sort of press.
On with it, toucan, Sam.
See, that was uncalled for.
Now, what did you see?
Okay, I saw a couple of people in basketball jerseys rummaging around the rubble. But once the siren started up, they hopped into an SUV and peeled out of there.
How many of them did you see?
Hard to say.
Tell me this. Does that thing give you trouble during intentional lying? Or whenever you say anything inaccurate?
Anything inaccurate, unfortunately.
I see. Do me a favor and answer yes to everything I'm about to ask.
Okay.
Was there less than 10 people digging around the rubble?
Yes.
More than 5?
Yes.
9?
Yes. Ow.
6?
Yes. Ow.
8?
Yes. Ow.
7?
Yes.
7 it is.
So we got 7 ballers, but no way of finding them without plates. We're sunk.
Snowman.
Excuse me?
Snowman. The license plate. Hard to forget something that strange.
Haul it in.
Maybe it's that Frosty guy and his posse.
Leave the prediction just Nostradamus.
Hey Piper, I need a trace on plate number Snowman. Yeah, I'll hold.
You two better have some good news.
Captain, good morning.
So many officers good morning if I don't hear some results. We got 2 down villains and 0 arrests. Not even that, that's 2 villains too many. 0 is a darn low number of arrests.
The lowest number.
What about negative numbers?
True.
I don't need a math lesson, I need a results lesson. I got the commissioner, the mayor, and governor grid all breathing down my neck.
Can I go now?
Better find her Nick's strong 6 and you book them. You hear me? You book them.
Captain, we just got a lead on 7 guys who just may be our perps.
Maybe the perps? I don't want to hear maybe ever. Unless it's a month maybe. Which is not, right? Now look here, 911 call from the Vicks just came in. Bring him down to HQ for questioning.
You found them?
Who are they?
Pigs. They're pigs.
Cops?
Real pigs, you nitwit. Swine, hogs, ham. Now what time is it? 9:44. Grayson, Croc stole my watch.
A croc?
Croc, it's a regional thing, like tomato, potato, Florida. It's a cordial. My 11-hour answers. I want something. Or you two are both going to have unpaid suspension faster than you can say unpaid suspension. It's only 5 syllables, so you better be done in 4.
Unpaid suspension. This is bad. This is really bad.
How's it going?
If you got a nose job, why is it still long?
It actually used to be 10 feet longer because of my career.
What do you do?
I'm running for president.
FTPD, whose SUV is that parked on the curb?
That's mine, officer.
What's your name?
I told you, I'm happy.
I said, what's your name?
I told you, I'm happy.
I don't care if you're ecstatic. If you don't tell me your name right now, I will make sure you're never happy again for the rest of your life.
But I've always been happy.
All right, punk, I'm taking you in.
Pardon me, officer. I believe there's been a little bit of a misunderstanding. Her name is Happy. We all have familiar names. For instance, I'm Doc. Happy, you bet.
Okay.
Then there's Grumpy. Sleepy. Sneezy.
Sorry, hold on. Achoo!
Bashful.
Hi.
And last but not least, Dopey. Onion rings. And we're the 7 dwarfs.
Dwarfs?
I know what you're thinking. We're not really the dwarf-ish inside. You see, the 7 dwarfs is our official team name. We actually are on a 7-on-7 Hoop Leagues team. The name is actually close by to the end. We're not short, but compared to everybody else in that court, we're tiny. It's all relative.
Like Dwayne Wade. He's 6'4", but next to Shaq, he looks like Gary Coleman. Achoo!
Or like today when Grumpy had to post up with that huge set.
I hate that guy. All he does is complain about his yard. When I have trouble with weed control. When there's an oversized beanstalk blocking all the light in my stomach. Give her a break, you guys. She's been robbed like 3 times this week.
Enough small talk.
We need to know where you were earlier this morning.
Unicorns!
Dopey, please, I will take care of this. We were at the game where we rushed back here to kick off our yard sale.
According to an eyewitness, it sounds like you guys made a pit stop.
Unicorns!
Dopey?
Unicorns? No, you're right. 2 did stop. That demolished building was a gold mine for us.
What are you talking about?
For we dwarfs, going isn't opposing on hardwood, it's just a hobby. We make living selling antiques out of rare gems and knickknacks at yard sale. So when we were lucky enough to come across this rubble on our way home from the game, well, off we went, and it was quite a successful excavation.
You do realize that tampering with the crime scene is a federal offense.
We didn't know it was a crime scene. And besides, we've got junk excavation permit. Girls?
What happened during the Tiny Tim's excavation? They found a clue.
We're gonna need to see your loot from the crime scene.
Sure thing. Let's give it an inventory. What'd you find?
Lunch pail, shovel, tool belt, blueprints.
Turkey hoagie. And I found this ID card for our construction site.
No obvious thread that links the clues unless these are TV props for a construction video, and our perp must be a hairy pop star sings top 40 hits about construction.
Yeah. That must be the case.
Or he's a construction worker.
Well, it's a small world after all.
High-rise East construction site, 10:42 a.m.
FTPD, we've been looking for you. Hey! Unwanted destruction of homes built out of foolish raw materials.
Listen, man, you've got the wrong wolf.
Yeah, well, in Justice Town, I'm the mayor.
What about her?
I'm on the school board.
District Attorney's Office, 12:30 p.m.
I know you three have been through a lot today, but I promise you will get past this as quickly and painlessly as possible. First off, my name is Executive District Attorney Stiltskin, and to my right is Assistant District Attorney Martin.
Afternoon.
First off, let's get your name for the record.
I'm Pig 1. I'm Pig 2.
Which makes you?
Big 3.
So let's review your story. Pig 1, you were alone in your straw house. Wolf approaches the house, knocks it down.
Yeah, he kept saying he'd blow my house in, so I thought that sounded a little weird. I told him to hold on, and I was shaving, in this tough part right here. And then before I know it, bam, my house is kaput.
Then what?
Well, I was freaking out, right? So I curly tailed to my bro.
Yeah, he showed us all his discombobulated, pork almighty, and I felt his forehead, and he was bacon, and I mean sizzling.
Go on.
Same thing basically, I'm shaving, and a hairy guy shows up with a fan of his. Before you know it, my bachelor's pad's yard blaze.
And that's where you come in?
What? They arrived at my doorstep, utterly frazzled, and I comforted them with some tea and crumpets.
At which point the perpetrator arrived and tried to attempt identical fan power destruction and failed.
That's affirmative, Counselor.
Now, what about this Wolf character? You know him?
We did. He was the highest bidder on the contract for all three of our houses, but all of us withdrew at the last minute.
Why?
We saw him and that red-headed girl on Judge Judy.
That B&E mess last month with the old lady?
The one with the schnauzer and the empty kitchen cabinet?
No.
Oh, the one who lives in the rebuy.
No, that other old lady. Better to blank you with, my dear?
Right.
So we certainly didn't want any association with the convicted felon.
Was he angry about your pulling the contract?
Absolutely livid.
Hello, motive.
Chances are we'll need you to testify about what you just told us in court.
We will do whatever is necessary.
One thing I'm not for sure on, why the disparity in the composition of your respective residencies?
See, it's a pretty simple story. Mom and Pa passed away about 10 years back.
Oh, wow.
They left behind a sizable trust fund for each of us.
Problem is, me and Pig 1 got our vices. Me, I invested most of my inheritance as executive producer in Kevin Federline's debut album.
What about you?
This little piggy went to Vegas.
He lost everything on the roulette wheel.
Always bet on pink.
So as you can imagine that red and black are the only options in roulette, me and Pig 1 didn't have that much money to invest in real estate.
Hence my straw.
And mistakes.
What about you?
I invested most of my inheritance in a new condominium, replete with fortified Ukrainian stainless steel, state-of-the-art motion sensory alarm system, and most importantly, wind-proof foundation.
Sounds not cheap.
Indeed, I too no longer have money.
But at least we have each other.
Brothers in a blanket.
Plea bargain session, 1:13 p.m.
We're coming in full steam on this one. 2 counts of malicious destruction of property and reckless endangerment. Nothing less. And given your client's history, we can't go anywhere near the minimal jail time. If you give us a guilty plea, we'll lowball at 10 years with eligibility for parole.
My client pleads not guilty to all counts.
Come off it, Pete. No jury would swallow that even if it was corn battered and served on a stick. We've got eyewitness testimony of your client fleeing the scene with an industrial fan, his personal effects in the rubble. We've got motive, opportunity, and let's not forget that the guy's rap sheet's longer than the English patient.
Picnic basket theft, nursing home B&E, impersonation of the age, and I'm just getting warmed up.
For each of those crimes, my client was falsely accused.
Exactly. That's why his first and middle names are Big and Bad.
That's not my name. No, it's okay. I want to talk. I gotta get this off my chest. My name is B.B. Wolf. Yes, but that stands for Bernard Bartholomew Wolf. After the riding incident, the tab wasn't going to take Big and Bad. I'm not bad, and I'm certainly not big. I'm 5'1". That's not big. Maybe small so big. Not me. I'm just a small town wolf living in a lonely world. A wolf who always seems to end up at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, today you ended up at the wrong place in the wrong time.
That's what I just said.
We don't care if you're big and bad, small and good, or medium and half decent. Our offer doesn't budge.
And my innocence doesn't budge.
And Budge rhymes with fudge. I had a name today.
If you insist you're not guilty, why are you at the scene of each crime with the fan?
Again, my client has already explained to the police that he received 3 BYO web party invitations on Facebook.
And yet we still have not found any of those invitations.
Someone could have easily deleted it.
You're scrapping, Mo.
What about that slow motion chase sequence?
I was afraid, okay? I was afraid. How many times do I have to get arrested for crimes I don't commit? First the little red incident, then the whole mix-up that Peter kid, and now this I can't take anymore.
I have some brilliant advice. Stop committing crimes.
My client's innocent still. The police stand.
Have it your way.
Glad to see you're still at it, Peep. As usual, doing what's expected of you, repping a criminal, following the herd.
Say what you will. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to.
And what's that?
My job.
District Attorney's Office, 2:20 p.m.
2 houses in the same neighborhood, both taken down by a fan-toting wolf?
I know, boss, it's crazy.
Didn't the same thing happen in Eastburg a couple months back? It was in the paper.
I heard about that.
So, you might say that this case has been ripped from the headlines.
Good point.
Anyway, headline ripping aside, we gotta talk about this B.B. Wolf character, who I don't have to remind you has been a thorn in my side for longer than I care to remember.
Oh, we remember.
I get grief from Castle Hill every time Harry, Gary, here walks. I need you to drop a net on this guppy.
Queen Anne, this case is watertight. We'll get a conviction before gavel hits wood.
You better be right, because I don't care what you have to do. Drop a couple ringers on this jury if you have to. You didn't hear that from me, though.
Hear what from you?
Exactly. Oh, this is terrible. So, what happened to you?
Merv here just got back from scuba diving in Maui.
I'm still not used to walking on dry land. It's weird. It's like the opposite of sea legs.
I'll tell you, life under the sea, by and large, is far superior to anything we've got up here.
Don't I know it?
Well, you better recover and recover fast, because I need you both on your A game this afternoon.
Queen Anne, this case is watertight. Within the hour, our big and bad Brooks can be wolfing down prison food.
You'll hear all about his guilty verdict from Wolf Blitzer.
You both are hungry like the wolf, and I like that. Now, I'm cutting out early.
Where to?
Headed to Queens for a Queen cocktail.
Wait, fast.
How do I look?
Wicked hot.
The hottest of them all.
Well, that's clearly kissing up, but you're both promoted.
Jury selection room, 3:09 p.m.
What about these? Are all 3 of you blind for the same reason?
I was born blind.
I'm not blind, I just wear these so I can hide you guys unnoticed. Hi there. What about you?
I was blinded by a pack of stray wolves.
Alright, lose match 3.
Fine, you're free to go.
Sucker!
Okay, so we've approved of the 2/3 of the blind/fake blind Mickeys. We've also got a cocky archer with the ugly green hat. The narcoleptic Ducati.
Mwah.
And Chef Boyardee.
I live on Drury Lane.
Good for you. Oh, and I almost forgot. We've also got a guy who for some reason is eating an entire pumpkin.
What about juror number 6? That one? This is Carl Herbert, a retired stockbroker. Are you sure? It looks a lot like the Vic from my client's case last summer.
What? You mean, what was her name? Little Red something something?
Yeah,
I don't think so. What's your name?
Carl Herbert. Are you sure? It looks a lot like Little Red, and she would be a very biased juror.
True, but did Little Red have a mustache?
Touche.
Great, and to recap on the 6 we finalized earlier, we've got a cat, a fiddle, a cow who for some reason is over the moon about something, a small dog, and hold on, didn't we have 2 more? Is something funny to you?
He ran off to the John. Sorry, my bad.
So as I was saying, we've got a cat with a fiddle,
Viola, actually.
a viola, a dog with authority issues, a dish,
Why, thank you.
and what are you?
Fork.
And that makes 12, which means I'll see you in court.
Sure you're ready for this, Pete?
I was born ready.
You were born with a law degree?
Yes.
Courtroom, 4:30 p.m.
And when you approached the defendant at the construction site, did he accuse?
He did not. He attempted to flee, but Detective Braille and I were able to subdue the offendant and arrest him.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as you have just heard, the defendant was witnessing fleeing the scene with an industrial fan and blatantly resisted arrest. Nothing further. Cross-exam.
So, Detective HD, is it? Given your physical liabilities, if you're fit to give testimony.
I'll show you my physical liability.
Objection, Your Honor. The witness's physical condition is not on trial.
Your Honor, I put forth the cause that the witness's recently sustained injuries may very well have something to do with my client and would therefore render this witness unfit for testimony.
Proceed.
Now, Detective, how would you sustain these injuries?
I'm not going to answer these questions.
And I will hold you in contempt of court.
Fine. You want to know? Fine. But don't blame me for plagued with nightmares for the rest of your life. It was a Thursday afternoon. There I was on my lunch break. There I was sitting. But no, I wasn't just sitting anywhere. I was sitting on a wall. Sure, it seemed stable enough. Why wouldn't a wall be stable? But then, out of the blue, out of nowhere, I fell. Before I could catch my balance, I hit. I woke up in a gurney over on King's Cross. They did everything they could to fix my bone fractures and my torn joints. Human doctors, of course, but also horse doctors. After surgery, the chief resident put his hoof on my hand and said everything would be all right. But he was all wrong. Sure, you want to know about my state? Sure, I'll be fine, but I may never fully recover. Up here, in here, and around here. So, you happy now? I quit.
Order! I will have order. Let's move this along, counselors. My pumpkin hammer is double parked. Prosecution, present your next witness.
We call pigs 1 through 3.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you goose.
We do.
All right, take a seat.
Now, the members of the jury have already heard a point-by-point analysis of today's horrifying events. But does such analysis convey the turmoil and emotional damage that youth we have endured?
No, it was horrible.
Truly frightening.
Your Honor, I can't even make eye contact with the defendant without feeling unclean.
Objection. Pigs frequently root in their own filth.
Sustained. Pigs 2 comment will be stricken from the record.
Wait,
be writing this down?
I'll rephrase. More specifically, are you afraid of the big bad wolf?
The big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf.
Objection!
Are you afraid of Bernard Bartholomew Wolf?
Tra-la-la-la-la.
You have to excuse my brother. He's talking in an archaic version of Pig Latin, tra-la-la-la-la, which refers to you as yes.
And how would you describe that fear?
It was horrifying. I was just in my house like any other day, and a hairy guy walks up to my front door and blows my house in.
Can any of you in the jury imagine looking out the peephole of your front door and seeing that?
Walked right up to my front door, front door.
Looking out the peephole.
Herb struck the property from the rear.
I too no longer have money.
Always bet on pig.
I invested most of my inheritance in Kevin Federline.
This is a muffin.
Objection! Mr. Stiltskin, did you just object to your own line of questioning?
Indeed I did, Your Honor. Indeed I did.
This is highly unorthodox.
We live in a highly unorthodox time, Your Honor. Why, yesterday I just saw a man walking his cat.
I'll allow it.
What are you doing? My job.
Technically, that's my job.
Pigs number 1 and 2. In your testimony just now, you revealed to the court that the defendant approached from your front door.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
But the crime scene investigator had already confirmed that the point of attack was from the rear of the house. Therefore, it is my suspicion that you three staged the destructions of your flimsy homes so you could easily convict the wolfen criminal. And in the end, walk away free pigs with collecting the windfall of insurance money you three so desperately need. That is my suspicion. That is what really happened. How do you plead?
Okay.
All right, we did it.
Guilty.
We were broke. We needed the money so badly. I haven't been on pink in almost 48 hours.
And K-Fed lied to me. He said that his music would bridge the generation gap with his hypnotic, funky rhythms. But that was a lie. None of those things happened.
Bailiff's gruff. Take him away.
Well played, Stiltskin. Well played.
Your Honor, motion for dismissal?
Motion granted. This court is adjourned.
Not bad, Counselor. Not bad at all. Thank you. Right.
Don't thank me. Thank that pretty flashback.
Well done. By the way, technically, I won that case. Alright, see ya.
Well, that was a twist ending. I had to see to believe. Let's get out of here. Dinner's on me.
I won't argue with that.
What do you feel like?
You know what I'm always hungry for?
What's that?
Justice.
Well, that, my friend, has already been served.
Ta-da.
Detective HD, played by Jaden Digman, and Detective Cindy, played by